Let us proceed with the first song.
Since the defeat of Saddam Hussein, Iraq has struggled to restore its ancient marshes. Since the defeat of Saddam Hussein, Iraq has struggled to restore its ancient marshes. The Mesopotamian marshes were a hotspot at the beginning of civilization. The Mesopotamian marshes were a hotspot at the beginning of civilization. Dilmun might mark the exact location of paradise within the Persian Gulf Oasis. The Sumerians were the descendants of refugees from paradise. There are similarities between Genesis' Adam and the first man in Sumerian mythology. There are similarities between Genesis' Adam and the first man in Sumerian mythology. The biblical flood probably happened and destroyed Eden in the process. Utnapishtim's story of building an ark to escape the flood predates Noah's by 700 years. Two competing Neolithic gangs occupied the Persian Gulf Oasis at the same time. Two competing Neolithic gangs occupied the Persian Gulf Oasis at the same time. The first people to gather seeds and start farming were women. The stone tools of Eden's hunter-gatherers are now buried beneath the Gulf waters. A new theory gaining momentum is that the usual evidence of Paleolithic settlements that predate the Ubaidians, such as stone tools, are missing because they are underwater. Until 8,000 years ago, a landmass the size of Britain existed within the Persian Gulf. This mass was fed by 4 rivers and a network of underground springs, making it a lush paradise that was able to support a population of hunter-gatherers. These people, who had traveled up from Africa as far back as 100,000 BCE, sought refuge in the lush Persian Gulf Oasis during an ice age that reduced the surrounding lands to vast deserts. It appears the Ubaidians were the first to settle the Persian Gulf. In the past few years, the remains of 67,500-year-old settlements from the Ubaid period have turned up around the edge of the Persian Gulf. These sites hold the ruins of well-built, permanent stone houses, evidence of long-distance trade networks, elaborately decorated pottery, domesticated animals, and wood from one of the oldest boats in the world. What's strange about these advanced settlements is that, unlike nearby sites in Yemen and Oman, archaeologists haven't found any stone tools that identify preceding Paleolithic settlements in the area. It seems unlikely that the Ubaidians, who were more technologically advanced than people in the Nile River Valley at that time, appeared out of nowhere. 4 ancient rivers led scholars to Eden's geographical location. According to the Genesis, the Garden of Eden was located at the head of one major river that then divided into 4 rivers to water the garden: the Pishon, Gihon, Tigris, and Euphrates. Because Eden was described at the head of this biblical river system, many scholars placed Eden in the mountains of Turkey, where the Tigris and Euphrates originate. However, in ancient Hebrew, it didn't mean the beginning of a river, but where it intersected with other bodies of water. This would imply that the heads of the 4 rivers were all in the Persian Gulf. The Tigris and Euphrates are easy to identify because they still exist, but there's much debate about the biblical Gihon and Pishon rivers. Many scholars have argued that the Jihan was the Nile and the Pishon the Ganges, but at no point in geological history have these four major rivers intersected. A more likely scenario is that the Jihan River corresponds with the Karan River in Iran, and the Pishon River with the Wadi Batin River system now dry that once drained from the fertile central area of the Arabian Peninsula into the Persian Gulf. These four ancient rivers place Eden at the top of the Persian Gulf in the area of the Mesopotamian marshes.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care. Bye.